Lounging back against the vibrantly coloured silk cushions inside her caravan, Sheila Hannigan sucked deeply on a filtered cigarette. It was her fifth one that morning, but she didn't care, as there was nobody around to reprimand her and no glaring eyes to shoot disapproving looks. She toyed with the idea of getting up to make a cup of tea, but couldn't be bothered, and instead reached for the red wine that was within her grasp on a narrow shelf. There were no glasses close to hand, so Sheila swigged the liquid down straight from the neck of the bottle, closing her eyes as she did so, and letting the alcohol hit the back of her throat. "Feck!" the woman shouted, as the caravan jolted, causing her to spill wine down her chin and onto her frilly white blouse. "Feckin' hell!" Replacing the bottle on the shelf, Sheila pulled back the curtains and peered outside. She'd almost forgotten that the caravan was mobile, being towed along by a flat-bedded truck piled high with poles and tents. And now she could see that they'd left the main road and were heading down a bumpy country lane. Stubbing out her cigarette in a bone china ashtray, Sheila realised they must be getting close to the next site, where over the next 24 hours everyone would work tirelessly to set up the big top and get ready for yet another opening night at the circus. This was her life, and she wouldn't change it for anything, although there were certain things that she might like to add to it. Another 10 minutes of bumping along, the convoy pulled on to a vast field bordered by traditional stone walls. They were close to the edge of a town, as they always tried to be, and throngs of children had lined the streets as the caravans, trailers, trucks and lorries rolled past, each little face lighting up at the prospect of being taken to see the amazing performers. Many of the spectators had waved, and, as was their duty to the public, the travelling group had smiled and raised their hands in acknowledgement. All except for Sheila, that was. It was illegal to travel inside a caravan whilst it was in motion. Therefore, in order to avoid police detection, she had kept herself hidden away behind the violet-coloured curtains. The only hint of the occupant's talents was the paintwork on the outside of her little home, displaying the words "Psychic Sheila" in bold italics, a talent for which she was both popular and renowned. It helped that she had the inherent gypsy fortune-teller looks too, with long curly black hair and dark eyes that had the ability to look deep into a person's soul. Sheila had proved her worth over and over, and now, every time they revisited a town, the same faces would appear at her doors seeking news of their fate. Lucky for her, they were willing to pay generously to hear what Psychic Sheila had to say. But by the time she had given the circus owner his cut and bought her weekly indulgences, there was never enough to make a significant impact on her retirement fund. And so Sheila stayed on, year after year.